Do you have stiff and sore joints and muscles? Do you ask yourself, how do I relieve a stiff neck? That's the one that gets me a lot. Or why do my muscles and joints ache? Today, we're going to talk about that. Hi, my name is Lane Adams, and I've been using doTERRA essential oils and natural products for over 11 years. I love learning and I love sharing what I'm learning with others. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, click on the link and get my free download of how to overcome overwhelm. I have some tips in there and some of my favorite essential oil blends that will help with that. Living well does not need to be overwhelming. Stiff and sore joints and muscles can occur due to a number of possible reasons. I'm sure you can think of some of them. It could be an injury because of something you've done or even just a mishap. It could be overuse. A lot of people, especially in this day and age, even though they're fit and active, they have overuse and they find themselves with stiff and sore muscles. It could be something like arthritis or other medical conditions that may cause stiff and sore muscles. Poor posture can cause stiff and sore muscles. And also, even just being overweight can add more strain to our joints and muscles. And that's something that may cause us to feel stiff and sore. And then finally, yes, age. Age can cause you to feel stiff and sore. However, there are lots of things we can do to support our bodies so that we aren't feeling stiff and sore muscles and joints. Today, I'm going to share with you some simple ways to support your body, and basically you could call them home treatments for stiff and sore muscles and joints. I'm going to share with you one, maybe two products that doTERRA has that support your wellness and that will help you with stiff and sore joints and muscles. I'm also going to share with you a few testimonials that I've received from people that I didn't even ask for. And I think it's pretty exciting. So I wanted to share that with you today. So let's get started. Some of the home treatments for stiff and sore muscles are going to be things that just help take away the discomfort. However, if you do some of them regularly, you're probably going to reduce the amount of stiffness and soreness that you find in your joints and muscles. The first one is going to be to stretch. And this is a gentle stretch. You're going to want to warm up your body by moving gently and then gently stretching your body, especially the area that is feeling stiff and sore. We're not going to want to overstretch, but we're going to want to warm it up by moving, and then we're going to want to give it a gentle stretching. That's really important to do regularly. Another thing that's important to do regularly is just move and exercise. The longer we sit, the stiffer we get. That actually rhymes and it's easy to remember. Another way to help with stiff and sore muscles is to improve our posture. One of the things I've noticed is when I'm working on the computer a lot, I must be raising my shoulder and I hold my arm like this to work on the mouse or the pad. And then I end up getting a really stiff neck. And so improving my posture when I'm working on the computer or even holding a baby or working at your desk and even pulling weeds or cleaning your home. Look at your posture, make sure you're not in a position that's causing stiffness, soreness, or even a stress on the joint or muscle. We're also going to want to possibly apply heat or ice. I'm not going to get into when you apply heat and when you apply ice. There's a lot of controversy around that. And so that's something you'll want to kind of look up on your own and also just notice what makes you feel better. For me, if my neck is stiff, I like to apply heat and it just feels soothing and helps me kind of warm up the area and move more freely. Now, onto the products that I think will really help. One kind of just more immediately, and another one over time. The first one that I want to share with you is the Deep Blue Stick Plus Copaiba. This stick is amazing, and you might be familiar with our Deep Blue Rub. The Deep Blue Rub is great for rubbing over larger areas like large muscle areas, and you can rub it on the small areas. But what I love about the Deep Blue stick, it also has copaiba, which is helpful for discomfort and helps with a healthy inflammatory response. But with the Deep Blue stick, you can literally just rub it on a small little joint, and it just is very simple, and you don't get it all over your hands. I love putting it on my neck and on my shoulders. That's where I really get stiffness and soreness. And I love the aroma. My husband is a locksmith. He keeps one of these in both his trucks, and he uses it on his joints in his hands often because he gets, just from overuse, he'll get some stiffness and soreness. And so he uses this and he swears by it. So the Deep Blue stick with copaiba is amazing. Another one I want to share with you. This is just really a newer product that we have been working on for many, many years. doTERRA has frankincense essential oil, but now we have frankincense boswellic acid complex. This is frankincense oil combined with the frankincense resin, which gives us boswellic acid. I want to show you what the capsules look like. Take a look at the frankincense with boswellic acid capsule. You can see the oil in there, and then you can see the boswellic acid in the little balls that you see in there. This is an amazing product, and I want to tell you a little bit about it. Frankincense boswellic acid complex combines frankincense essential oil and frankincense resin in a liquid-based microbead capsule. That's what you just saw. It contains 60% concentration of a compound that is extracted from Boswellia resin, and that is known to help with a healthy inflammatory response in the body. It's frankincense essential oil and frankincense resin. I encourage you to do a search on the benefits of boswellic acid in the body. Pretty amazing. Frankincense boswellic acid complex supports a healthy inflammatory response in the body, and according to experimental research, may also help support healthy cell cycling. Our cells have a cycle, they have a life cycle, and we want their life cycle to be healthy. So there is research that shows that this may support that as well. So let me tell you a bit about a few personal testimonies that were shared with me, and I didn't even ask about them. I just shared this with a few people, and they told me how it helped. So one was someone who had some lower back discomfort. They had had a prior injury. He was a retired firefighter, and so he had, from carrying heavy hoses and all of that, he had some lower back issues and was having mobility issues with his back. If he sat too long, or if he was up on his feet too much, or twisted quickly, then he had stiffness, soreness, and just some other significant discomfort that was really causing problems for him because he wasn't able to be as active as he liked. So I had given him some Deep Blue just for kind of the topical, let's just see if we can deal with that. And I had to keep reminding him to use it. So then the next time I saw him, I said, why don't you take this? I have half a bottle of this. Just take it and see. This is a family member, so I figured, just hand it over. So he took it, and I didn't hear from him for about a month. Well, he called me and said, I need some more of that frankincense because I don't know what's in it. I don't understand it. But all I know is when I ran out of it, I noticed that I needed it. So he ended up ordering some, and now he gets it regularly. He's called me 3 times since. One thing that he can do now that he wasn't able to do is put his arm on the back of the seat and turn to look behind him when he's backing up his vehicle. He was so excited to be able to do that. Apparently, he wasn't able to do that because of muscle stiffness and soreness. Now he can. Another thing he told me was that he's able to now get off his ring. He was never able to get it off. His joints were too big and swollen, and even if he tried, it hurt. And all of a sudden, just after a few months of taking this, he realized, oh my goodness, I can take my ring off now and it doesn't hurt. So that was kind of exciting when you think about a healthy inflammatory response. And then finally, then the last time he talked with me, he said he was sharing it with friends and that they were loving how they felt as well, and that he wanted to share more with them. So that's pretty amazing. This is not somebody who's into natural health and wellness. The other testimonial that I'd like to share is one where a mom in her mid-30s said, I just noticed that I feel better when I take the frankincense boswellic acid complex. I can't put my finger on it, but I just feel better all around. The other thing she noticed was that her hands were not as stiff. She's a massage therapist, and she sometimes felt some soreness in her joints in her hands and fingers and wrist. And she said, I don't feel that anymore. So I love that. If you just generally feel better, why not? So that's what I want to share with you today. That if you're struggling with sore or stiff joints and muscles, you might want to think about incorporating some of the healthy activities that I spoke about in this video, and also the Deep Blue stick with copaiba, and for long-term use, the frankincense boswellic acid complex. I don't even know all the things that this is going to do in your body when you take it over time. But what I do know is the people that have used it so far have loved it and had nothing to say but great things. So if people can just generally feel better, and because they're able to move better, they're just going to notice that living well isn't so overwhelming. If you liked this video, please feel free to like and subscribe. And don't forget to download my tips for overcoming overwhelm. And I'll see you in the next video. Remember, living well is simple, and you can choose to live well.